Hello. Sorry it's been a while since I posted. I just got so busy over the holidays, busy season, and this month I'm actually going to imaging in Atlanta for the yearly PPA expo. So still kind of crazy, but since you wanted to see a black and white video, and that's pretty quick. I am about to edit these photos anyway for an order, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. So like with everything in Photoshop, there are about a billion ways to make a black and white. I'm going to show you my favorite tried and true method first. So go ahead and duplicate your layer, and I like to, I'm sorry, you don't even need to duplicate it. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so you can use a hue and saturation layer first to just remove all the saturation, which brings everything to a grayscale. And then I like to add a brightness and contrast layer and just pop in a whole bunch of contrast, because I like a really contrasty black and white with dark blacks and bright whites. However, obviously this is to taste, and you can do it however you like best. So to me, that's pretty much a perfect black and white. However, like I said, there are many ways to do it. So that's method number one. Method number two, which I recently learned and kind of love, is to create a gradient map. And then you select here, it pops up the different options, select black and white. Sometimes when you first start using gradient maps, this reverse button will be on, so you just click that off. I think that this also makes a very beautiful black and white. You can also, on this gradient map, pull down to add just a touch of color, or, in this case, it would be adding like a hint of warmth. So that is a fun way, and I think it just gives you a really pleasing result. While I'm here, another trick is if you change the blend mode of this layer to a luminosity layer, it adds a lot of contrast to your color image. So I don't usually leave it on full, but sometimes I use this to add a little pop of contrast. I'm going to turn it off and on so you can see, off, on. So this image is already pretty contrast due to the way it was lit. So I'm going to get rid of that layer and show you my third favorite way to create a black and white is through Alien Skin. It's a program with lots of plugins. It's a bit pricey, but in my opinion, worth every cent. It has lots of filters that create a black and white film look, which I started in the darkroom 20 years ago. So I really love these looks. These are my favorites that I've chosen from the black and white section. And my favorite film was Tri-X 400, which is here. When I shot film, it adds a nice graininess to it, which, well, she had goosebumps here, which you just can't get rid of in Photoshop. But anyway, it just adds a nice graininess. If you don't like grain, I don't mind grain. I love it. I started with film. If you want to bring it down, you can right here. There's a slider. You can see it clears up. But especially because she has goosebumps, I would go ahead and leave that grain in there. Another one of my favorites, so that's a high contrast film, and then Ilford Delta 100 is a little bit lower contrast. That was one of my other favorites. So I think it creates a really beautiful result. I was intimidated by it at first because there's so many options that I get lost in there. Sometimes I still find myself just in a zone on one picture for half an hour trying to find the perfect filter. So if you create your favorites and just go off the favorites list, definitely cuts down on the time. But that is 3 ways to create a black and white image, and I hope you found this useful. Thanks so much. Bye.